Hey guys, we're the Motivators, and my name is Sam.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Cadence.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Karina.
And this is going to be our group formation video. So first we're going to start with asking a couple questions and getting to know each other. So we'll start with Karina. What's your question?
My question is for the group, what do you like to do in your free time? In my case, I like to be watching movies, and I have little ones, so I see a bunch of kids' movies, and also I like to read.
I also love to watch movies and watch YouTube. I like to go to the gym and probably just hang out with my cat.
I like to watch movies and a lot of Netflix. I like running outside, volunteering, and reading.
So I like to watch Netflix and movies, and I also like to do crafts around the house to kind of entertain myself.
Yep. Okay, so my question is, where are you from, and what's your favorite thing about where you're from? So I'm from South Jersey, and my favorite thing is that I'm close to the beach and Philadelphia.
I'm from Queens, New York, and my favorite thing about there is that all my family's there, so I love being close to them.
Nice. I'm from Quito, Ecuador, in South America, and my favorite thing about my country is the food. Very different.
I'm from Virginia Beach, and my favorite thing about living there is probably just being so close to the ocean, and yeah, that's where all my family is. So.
I'm from Stafford, Virginia, and my favorite thing about Stafford is that everything is like close to each other that I need.
Yeah.
Cool. So I have a question. What are 3 words to describe your personality? So I chose for myself creative, happy, and encourager.
I chose perceptive, responsible, and independent. I chose kind, caring, and honest.
I would say caring, energetic, and enthusiastic.
And my 3 words are friendly, honest, and charismatic.
All right, so my question is, what is everyone's favorite meal of the day? Mine is definitely dinner, because you can always revolve your day around your dinner plans, and they always have enough. Dinner has the best food.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. Dinner's my favorite too. Steak and potatoes again.
Yeah.
For breakfast. So mine is also dinner.
I like dinner, but I also like snacks, so I like to snack throughout the day.
That's nice. My favorite one is dinner also, because it's when my family, we all spend together.
That's nice, yes.
So my question is, what are all of your career goals? Mine is to be a social media marketer. I would like to work in communications or marketing or for a nonprofit.
So I haven't really decided, but I'm thinking of going into the HR department, so I'm looking for an internship right now.
Yeah, that's mine too, human resources, because I'm thinking that I'm very good with people, so I want to work and advocate for them.
My ideal career goal would be working in marketing, but also with a corporation that is really influential for women, and maybe like a nonprofit. So
I think we have a good group, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just watched the videos together, all of them, as a group, and then we're going to go through and click through on the screen and give our comments about each one.
So the first video, it says clarify expectations at the beginning of the project. So it's definitely important, you know, as a group that we kind of know like what our expectations are individually, and then kind of combine them as a group as we go along. Do you guys have anything else you think?
Yesterday we actually went through the whole syllabus for the semester and found all the projects that we would have to do as a group, so that we kind of had an idea of like when we would have to meet throughout the semester.
And a lot of the things that they said was like to ask the 5 questions, like what's the grade, the date, create your leaders, things like that, that make it just really easy to establish a good connection with everybody, since we're all familiar with everything that we have to do.
Also, that one help us to have better communication to each other, and just be on time with whatever we need.
So the next one, get to know each other before starting. So it's really about socializing. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's important just because it kind of eliminates like the awkwardness. Like if you feel strongly about something, you're not afraid to talk about it with people, since we know each other better.
And also we kind of like establish a sense of trust with them.
Absolutely.
Once we know each other.
I also think about that our meetings that we are organizing at this time. It makes us know each other and a little bit break the ice and make sure what is our disponibility for everybody and how to help each other.
Yeah, it just makes everybody, I think, more comfortable, like especially with group work, because sometimes it can be difficult when you have to do it with people you don't know. So just creating like you said, a trust between everyone just makes the whole process so much easier.
All right, define tasks and process roles.
So this is really important, I think, because that way we all know what we're responsible for, and we can have somebody who's designated to do every task. So we actually picked tasks and roles for ourselves, and we'll talk about those at the end of the video. So we did that yesterday.
I think, well, the task approach, it definitely said, it talked about divide and conquer, and just kind of having a set, goal to kind of know what we're going to finish.
Yeah, it just ensures the team works well together, and nobody is stepping over anybody else, and making sure that we're all pulling our share.
Stay connected throughout the project.
I think this is my favorite one because since day one, when we were trying to find groups, in our case, I think each of us, we have something in common and we like certain stuff, and the timing was working perfect, and we already find a way to stay connected each other for whatever reason, something that happened. I think the communication is very important for us, and I think that we are doing good so far now. So it's very important.
Yeah, in the video they showed like the connected network with like everybody talks to everybody, and I thought that was smart, and we kind of have that since we all have a group message. It just makes it easy so that when one person shares something, it goes to everybody. So it's not just like we're talking and then they're talking and we're not communicating together. It just makes everything flow so much better.
Especially since it is an online class and we don't really get to see each other every single day. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think one of the networks it's talked about was a fully connected network, and I think that could be like one of our goals as a group is to stay fully connected. So deal with conflict early. What do you guys think about that?
That's, I think, difficult like in group work, because obviously you don't want to upset anybody or like get in any conflict. But I think the advice that they gave was really smart, which was just to kind of deal with it early and fix it as soon as possible and not let it like accumulate. And even if it's just a small little thing, just like approaching the person to say, hey, I didn't like it when you did this, maybe we can work on doing something else, just to make it a little bit easier and not so much that it ruins the work at the end of the project.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? No? Okay. Schedule an appropriate number of meetings.
So this definitely is helpful, because this way we know when we're expected to meet and when we're going to work on certain projects. So like I said, we already went through the syllabus and looked at all the projects. We kind of have an idea of like which weeks during the semester we'll have to meet. So I definitely think this will be helpful with our group.
And having a clear plan, putting it all together.
I really think that it's good that since the beginning we know what we want to do or what is our expectations, and we put it that on a table and say this is our time, this is our flexibility, and what we need to do. We're waiting right now just to put it in practice, our plan, to see how it's going to go, and I think that pretty much we are on the same page at this time, and helping each other is going to be a good thing.
Yeah, and like what we did at one of our meetings, we were breaking things down, and then at the end, kind of managing each chunk of the work that we all have to do. So that's a good approach.
One of the things they said in the video was to set an early deadline, which we kind of did with trying to get all of our volunteering finished early, so that way come like the last couple weeks when we have a lot of things due for other classes, we won't be so overwhelmed with trying to make sure we're finishing our hours before the semester's up. So that was, I think, good for us.
That's where we coordinate everything right, and yesterday in our meeting to make sure that we have everything on track.
Yeah. And avoid doing things last minute.
Yeah, this said that the time and effort over time for a good team was kind of like a bell curve. So you start off a little bit in the beginning, and then the middle section is where you are doing like a lot of work and putting in a lot of effort. And then toward the end, because you already did so much, you don't have to do much anymore, which I think hopefully will work out for us so that, like I said before, that we'll just be kind of finished at the end.
All right, so let's go to the next topic, which is managing conflict in project teams. So I thought these videos were interesting. The first one was the nature of conflict in project teams. Do you guys have any comments about those?
I think when it comes to conflict, it's important to be flexible. So obviously it's a group project, so everyone has something to contribute, and it doesn't all have to go a certain way. Because ultimately we're here to learn about managing and how to deal with people. So that's what we'll learn from doing the group project the whole semester.
I think that one also kind of goes back to getting to know each other. Like once you kind of break through that first stage, we all know how we do things and things like that, so it makes it easier.
Definitely.
Dealing with conflict styles, 5 individual styles.
This one I thought was interesting because there's like the task conflict and then the interpersonal conflict, and that can be tricky with a group, especially with people you don't know if you have interpersonal conflict.
Like different personalities mixed in.
Yes.
Yeah, and if it's directed toward like a specific person versus if it's directed toward a common goal or something else that's going on in the group. So I like the advice that they share for that.
I like also that it says don't take it personal, because sometimes people doesn't know how to separate the labor and what is the personal issues. So we need to learn that we need to separate those things, that we're not taking anything personal, but it's something that is whatever we need to deal with is going to be the product or the final product from our work. So just whatever conflict that we have, I think communication is going to be the key for us to make sure that we are going to be fine.
All right, and effective strategies for managing conflict. So I think that kind of like touches back to like clarifying, you know, our expectations for the group and the project that we want to finish, and like again discussing conflicts early.
Yeah, and it always just depends on the situation
Yeah.
and the type of conflict. So just knowing the best way to handle the conflict that we have. Hopefully we don't have any, but it's
But
just
they say also, they say that sometimes when we have conflict, it's something that we learn also as a example for later, or take it as a something like advice for us how to deal with it, because nothing's perfect. So I think through this is going to be some kind of conflict in something, but the good thing is that we need to know like a good managers how to deal with this. And this is going to be one of the goals.
And if we have a big conflict, I know I've talked about using a third party to kind of mediate, and that can always be an option.
yeah.
Any other comments?
Hopefully it won't happen for us.
All right, and the last topic was problematic behavior in team projects. And just kind of described like different personalities and like characters that you can find in a group. Do you guys have any thoughts about those?
It's long, but I think each of those, it has a little bit with probably for us too. We have a little bit of free, be the free or be the quiet, or the poor student. We have a little the dictator.
Yeah.
I think we have a little bit of everything in there. But I think the best thing ever is like most of those have in common is that if we have a good planning action of what we're gonna do, or where we know what is our expectation, I think we're gonna be good. I think we have already what is our expectation in the group. I think in some periods we may have like the dictator, or we will have the quiet student or something like that, but I think the best thing is how to deal with it, and letting other ones to have the chance to speak up and say what they want to say, to collaborate with the other one's idea and being respectful of each other.
Definitely.
Any other? I know it goes through each one. The free rider, have you guys ever had experience with maybe a poor student, a quiet student, or a procrastinator? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard with group work, especially in college, because some people don't like group work, so they're just gonna kind of sit back and let other people do all the work. And I don't think I've ever really had that experience in college, which is nice. But it can be tricky.
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
Well, I already graduated and I have a bunch of experience with people, so that's why sometimes I say, yeah, I prefer to do by myself because I don't want to wait for somebody else. But I think at this time I have a nice group and everybody's collaborating, and this is the main thing for us, so I'm very happy that I have a good group.
Yeah, same. Okay.
What about the dictator? Anybody experienced that before?
No. Sometimes, like, though, maybe personally, if I feel like the group is lacking, I'll kind of take the reins a little bit. Just because, like, if I know that we're not going to finish before a deadline, I'm like, okay, well, we need to get this done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. I think we have a little bit of everything in there. But
maybe I'm a closet dictator
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, I don't like confrontation, but, you know.
I'm definitely probably the socializer. I talk way too much. So that's going to be my downfall for sure.
Well, I think we're here to help each other with whatever thing, so that's the big thing.
Okay, so this is our first team building exercise. I call it the Red Solo Cup. We'll put a link or a reference at the end of the video so you guys know where we found it. But basically, I think it builds like teamwork. It kind of breaks the ice. We kind of have to work together and make a pyramid. So let's see if we can do it.
Only using the strings and the rubber bands, and we have to work together to pull.
And kind of communicate with each other.
Okay, so
let's do a line first.
Okay.
We need to flip and make
well, maybe
a
let's
line.
flip this one first to kind of like, then we can get into a line. So there we go.
Okay.
And then
Which way do we want to flip it?
So we can flip it this way.
Turn.
Okay.
And I'll grab this string. All right, cool.
Good.
Where's your
and
Here you go.
Okay, perfect.
All right, and then open it up. Let's open it up over there and kind of like drop it.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. Now we have to do the other one. Okay.
All right.
Let's do the same thing we did before.
See?
Okay.
There we go. I'll take this one.
And make a line.
Yeah, put it.
Perfect.
All right. So
Okay.
now let's start stacking.
So let's move this one because we need 3, right? In a line.
3 on the bottom, right? So
Okay.
yeah, this is a good spot.
All right. So we just have to push it. Yeah.
Okay. This one. Let's just put it in the
here.
okay.
We got it?
Oh!
Okay,
Okay.
we gotta make a stronger bottom.
Okay, just push it.
Where do you want our line to start? Right here?
Can we use this one to push that one?
Yeah. Okay.
We're done.
Now, now lower
Now
it.
drop it.
Lower it, and then there we go. Okay, now.
Push it?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's a good bottom.
Okay.
Alright. And then that one goes on here.
Perfect.
Slowly. Slowly.
Okay.
Okay.
Slowly.
Oh, hold on. Stop pulling. Whoever's. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Okay, now I'll slowly open it.
Wait.
Okay, good. One
Is
more.
it close enough?
I don't know. You're gonna have to like push
From
it.
this side, a little bit push.
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
One
And
more.
then this is our last one.
No!
Wait, we can fix it.
Now what do we do?
I don't know.
Use the string and move it, and move it, move it.
Okay. Let's try to move the rubber band sideways so we can like
That
pick it up from the
way
bottom.
we can move it like
Well, wait, this
that.
way?
and
No, not
push it.
let's not use the string. Let's use the rubber band.
Okay.
And try to like.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's use this cup and kind of like, maybe we can lean it against.
Just push
Like lean this one against
Okay,
this cup
yeah.
and then kind of like flip it over.
Oh.
So push it down. And then, there you go, now.
Just, there you go. And then,
Here, yeah, let's try to grab it.
Ah!
we have to
Solve problem.
Yes.
Like this is a real organization.
We're managing a conflict.
Okay, just do it like this and it's gonna flip.
What if we can
we-
take the side, there we
we
go.
need to-
Yeah.
There, take the side, there
Okay.
you go.
And
Now
pull
we'll
out and pull out.
Well, we almost
on both
got it. We almost got it.
pull this one out.
And pull.
Pull yours out.
No.
Wait, maybe we can use
Okay.
this to our advantage and knock it in there, and then it'll flip.
Okay, now
Okay.
we have
Now we
to
gotta
stop in one. So
This is the cheating.
I had to. Okay, now we have to
let's
this one.
put it back again.
Well, let's go get this one.
Let's see if we can like flick it.
Yeah.
Let's do the same thing. Let's put it against the.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, now grab the
Then push it back
open.
to that
Okay,
side.
okay, good enough. And let's just put it this way.
Stand it straight.
This is the problem that we're gonna have in our project. So we have to deal with it and
Close.
fix it. There.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have to do that again. Okay.
Just bring it to this side and it's gonna.
Yeah.
I'll hold mine.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Let's try to use that cup of water and to making it standing up. Let's use this one. and
Okay,
then
if we can like,
Okay.
Against.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like that and again. From this side, push it. And then bring it back and let's use it that way. You guys push it in your side. Use the water.
oh, I don't know. Okay,
There you go.
okay,
There you
okay.
go.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So
let's
just put it down. All the
Wait, why
way.
don't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
flip it.
Okay.
And we
There
can
you
use
go.
it to shove this one closer than put it
Let's
on top.
put it.
Okay.
There we go.
Put it straighter.
There we go.
Here,
A
I'll
little
take
more
this one. You
straight.
take this one.
A little more straight. Because it's not gonna give us a little.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All
There
right.
we go.
Now put it on top.
Soft.
Open yours up a
There
little
we
bit.
go.
Perfect.
One more, guys.
Okay, right to the top.
Yeah.
And we're almost done with our project.
Okay, is it level?
Wait.
Lightly, no.
No,
It's
hold on,
not.
wait.
hold on. Everybody put it down.
Yes.
And then on the count of three, just
Let's,
pull up.
because we have different directions. Okay.
Perfect.
See?
That was awesome.
Okay, so for my team building exercise, it's called blind drawing. So what's gonna happen is Sam has a notebook with a piece of paper and a pen, and then Karina has my phone with a picture on it. And the picture is of an object. And what's gonna happen is Karina will explain the object to Sam without saying what it is, and Sam has to draw it from Karina's description. So the exercise is all about building communication between the team and learning how to describe things and interpret things without explicitly saying what we're saying.
Ready?
I'm going to record it on my phone.
So we're gonna set a time limit for like a minute. And so Karina has to give as many details as she can, and Sam has to draw the best thing that she can from what she's got.
Ready?
I'm a horrible job.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
Draw first a rectangle, long rectangle.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna have under the rectangle, you're gonna have circles touching each other, just 2 circles. One in front, one in the back. Okay?
Oh, wait,
And-
touching each other?
No, touching the
rectangle.
circle is touching the circle, okay?
The
Inside the rectangle, you're gonna draw like 2 squares, okay? In the rest, almost in the middle of the rectangle, you're gonna
20 seconds.
draw a escalator.
What?
Escalator. A ladder. Okay? And on top of the rectangle, you're gonna draw like a little circle, a little one.
All right, time's up.
Do you have a guess as to what you were drawing?
What is it?
I'm crying. I thought it was a truck, but it wasn't. And now it looks like a house on wheels.
Okay, so the picture was a fire truck.
Ah! Yes.
Here, okay. And, okay, I gotta get close.
This is what she got, and this is what it was. Okay, next.
So,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's start.
okay. So, draw one circle at the top, and then draw a oval underneath, with some semicircles on either side, and 2 lines going out of the top of the first circle, and then some
30 seconds.
some ovals, like 5 ovals in touching each other, going around in a circle.
What?
Just on this, off to the side, off to the separate, and just draw a bunch of them.
A bunch of ovals.
A bunch of ovals, 5 ovals touching each other,
Okay.
and then that's
3,
1, and then do that again.
1. Stop.
What do you have?
Any idea what you were drawing?
Oh, that was kind of good. It was supposed to be a
Okay.
bee. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Alright.
That's what you were ready for. Okay, ready? Start.
Okay, so you're going to draw a rectangle, long, and then on top of that, draw another rectangle, but smaller in the center. Actually, draw a square on top of it in the center. And then inside the square, draw like something that rings. Something that rings. Like ding dong. Okay, and then on the bigger rectangle, you're going to want to draw a vertical
30 seconds.
rectangle in the center. And 2 squares, 1 on each side of that rectangle on the inside. Okay, and on top of the center small rectangle, it's somewhere where we're at right now, where we go every day. What we do when we're little and as we grow up. Okay, I think that's good. You can draw some like little circles underneath for like some decorations.
Yep, okay, time's up.
Okay.
What is that? What is it? Okay, show me the camera.
No.
So the picture was a school, and here's what I came up with. I kind of figured out what it was supposed to be.
After the last 5 seconds. Hi everybody, the game that I choose is Heads Up, and I like this one because it's going to build communication and our team in a different ways, and since we all love movies, so I think this one's going to be fun. Ready? So you guys are going to describe what I have in here, and I need to guess which movie it is. Just pick one, okay?
Okay.
The up or down, which one you guys are going to pick?
Let's do the bottom.
Yeah.
Alright, so Disney movie.
Okay.
Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
There's a raccoon.
Talking tree.
It's animated. A canoe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pocahontas?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
First one, the second one.
Second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is is it Disney?
Mhm.
Okay.
France.
Okay.
Cooking.
Ratatouille.
Yes.
I love that movie. Okay. I'll go this side.
First one.
First
Top
one,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Top? Okay.
Christmas
Oh.
movie?
Elf.
No.
No.
Old.
Grumpy.
Old.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christmas
one,
Carol.
And it just came out with a new one.
is a grumpy one.
A Christmas Carol.
Furry.
Has a pet. Yeah, there's a couple
Has
versions
a
of
pet.
it.
Oh,
Super
green
green.
guy.
Super
Green
green.
guy. Green guy.
Oh my God! It's
Green.
right there. The Grinch.
Yes. Perfect.
Right.
Bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Disney.
also green.
Very
Not
green.
Christmas.
Okay.
Okay.
but behave.
Donkey, talking donkey.
Shrek.
Yeah. Top one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mouth.
Big
Mouth.
swimming, animal
Ocean.
in the water,
Nemo?
Dangerous.
biting,
Big teeth.
big teeth.
Jaws?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay,
Never
everyone.
forget that.
Okay, so for this one, we're going to be doing the human knot. So we're all going to take both hands and stick them in the middle of the circle and grab
Different
someone's
person?
hand. Yeah, but not the same person. Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Okay.
Definitely build teamwork.
Yes. Yeah. Will help us
Okay.
communicate. Okay.
I'm gonna go under.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then you.
We're gonna go.
Oh, no.
Wait,
No,
that's
that's
We're going to have to go
Okay.
under.
Oh,
You can go under her.
No,
first.
me.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
you turn around and then
I
I'll
do
go
it
around her.
There
Oh my
we
gosh.
go.
And then. That was perfect. Oh no, not perfect.
Flip yourself around.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
Yeah.
Okay, so for my team building activity, I wanted to do a show and tell because I think it's really cool to get to know your teammates and know a little bit about their personal lives that we wouldn't necessarily know just from schoolwork. So Elizabeth, do you want to go first?
Okay, so this notebook it's kind of like my planner because I get really stressed out by planners and like having to pick a certain day to do everything. So I just like have like everything about my life from like last semester and this semester, like things to do and like notes for meetings and things like that. So it's kind of like got me through most of this school year.
So I chose this. It says wherever we are together, that is home, and it has a little camper. So me and my husband, we like to go camping, and we recently bought a camper last year, and so like that's one of the things we like to do together.
Cute.
Spend time
Nice.
together.
I bring something, a picture and something else that one of my trips, like I told you in the videos, I like to travel and that's my family, and I bring something from Kauai, from Hawaii, and I love the islands in there because the beach in there is so different, and the sand and everything, it looks so different, so I bring everything, something for you guys to see that.
Oh,
So
that's
it
really
is
cool.
from the other side of this country.
So I brought this mug, and if anybody knows me, I'm a huge RBG fan, and it just has says Descent, and she's sticking her middle fingers up, which I think is so fun, so I got it for Christmas, and it means a lot to me.
So I have a necklace that my dad got me when I was like 5 years old. Turquoise used to be my favorite color, so it means a lot to me.
Awesome.
So that's it for our team building exercises. So next we are going to be doing
Ears in the hat.
Yes.
I will go first. So for our first fear in the hat, this person said they are afraid of not being productive or using our time wisely. This could be, I definitely think this is a fear a lot of people have of doing group work, because obviously you want to be as productive as possible, but sometimes there are people in the group who inhibit that. And using our time wisely is also important because we all have really busy schedules, so making the most of the time that we have is best so that we don't have that happen.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense.
Meeting?
Okay.
Meeting new people. Yeah, but sometimes meeting new people in groups is kind of give it a little anxious to others. But I think that when we trying to just a little break ice and introduce ourselves and show how we are and find a little bit of something in common, I think it helps with others to break the ice. And I think that is just trying to be ourselves, not trying to put bars between us or walls between us, and just communicate. I think that's the best thing, to know other ones and leave those ancients to lead the way.
So this one says negative people in the group, and I think that's an important one just because you don't want someone, to kind of bring the mood down, but also kind of inhibit our goals and trying to get through and get along together. So it is definitely a fear that I would have personally if there's with people, because then I don't really like confrontation and you don't want to have conflicts within a group. So I think this one's important.
Okay, so this one says, group commitment, the fear that someone won't be as committed as everyone else, which is, I think, a fear with every group project, especially everyone that I've done. There's always the fear that somebody won't do the things that they say that they're going to do or meet the expectations that the rest of the group has. But I think if you communicate those expectations ahead of time and you are flexible with when people have issues, then you won't have this problem as much.
So this one says not being able to accommodate everyone's schedule. So I think that one's important too, just because, like I said, we are an online class, so we don't meet all the time, and everyone's lives are different, so it's kind of hard for everyone to be together all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So next we can talk about some of our group goals and class goals. What do you guys think are some goals that we should set for ourselves?
I think the most, well, the goal that we can accomplish the easiest is just making sure we communicate and let each other know when things are, if you can't make a meeting or if you're going to be late. And like I said before, we have a group chat, which makes it really easy to communicate with everyone, because that's always going to be the best way to see what everyone else is up to.
That way we can meet our deadlines and have on control and time for everything, and give us a way to be stressed, or we are going to be fine if we do the stuff on that. But I think communication is the number one, and that's going to be the first thing that is going to make us be on top of everything that we need to do, and help each other to remind things, which is that communication.
And I guess managing our time during meetings would be a good one. Just making sure that, we're not talking about what we, staying on task and everything. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
And obviously I think we want to learn more about management too through working in a group. And also volunteering will help us with that too.
And we also established some team roles. The team roles that were discussed in the group survival videos. And I think we've decided, do you guys want to announce your team role and kind of talk about it?
Sure. So I'm the team leader, and so I'll just be leading the team, making sure that we're doing what we can to get all of our projects done quickly, on time, and well. And so I'll be kind of like choosing times for us to meet and leading when we do meet.
So I'm the timekeeper, so I watch the clock and help the facilitator and team stay focused and make sure that we're coming on time and then leaving the meeting on time as well.
I am the facilitator. I'm going to be just making sure the meetings run smoothly and organizing things when needed, just to make sure that we all know what we're supposed to be doing and making sure that we're using our time as best as possible.
I'm going to be in charge of devil's advocate, so it's going to be challenging groups, assumptions, and strategies. It's, I think, very good that in a teamwork we have somebody else that can give us different ideas and different points of view, and I think that I can collaborate with that, and it's going to help us to get new ideas.
And I'll be the record keeper, so kind of like a facilitator, and I'll be making sure I jot down all of our notes for the meetings, and then I will also make sure I send out copies to everybody to kind of keep track of what we've discussed and where we left off in our previous meetings.
Yeah, so that is everything that we have for our video. Thank you guys for watching.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah.
Bye.